Good evening, good morning, good night, good day, good Monday. What day is it? Monday? Is it Monday? Is it Monday? No, it's Tuesday. Oh, that's so bad. Okay, so anyway, welcome to class, welcome to Verbling. We are going to have a very, very interesting talk today. And we're going to read an article about Google giving internet to the world. So we're going to read this and also talk about the internet in general. So that's what it's going to be like. So hopefully lots of people can join in, and it should be an active lesson for you, active discussion. So please join in when you can. I will send to you the article right now so you can see this. And hopefully people can join in very, very soon as I do this. So here's the article we're referring to. It's entitled, Google tests balloon to beam internet from near space. So if you don't know what it means, join in and we're going to discuss it. But first, here we go. There's the article. And guys, please add me to Facebook if you haven't already. My name is Martin Stoner Verbling on Facebook, but I will send you the link for your convenience because I am a nice guy like that. So let me send to you this and just add me, like me, whatever, and we can communicate in between classes. You can suggest classes that you want. That's the most important thing because I don't know what you want. Yeah. So if you write to me, that will be a lot clearer, and you will get what you want, hopefully. Yeah. So subject to popularity and stuff. So please join me now. Wellington is there. Cool. And is anyone else there? Or just me? Just me. Okay. So yeah. So when you come, we'll read the article. We're going to discuss. Please join in if you can. If you have reserved a ticket, great. If not, you still have the opportunity to join in. Otherwise, I'm on the Jack Jones, yeah? So I don't like to be my Jack Jones. It's not a good feeling. And by the way, I'm not telling you what that means until someone joins, okay? So if you want to know what that means, you have to join as well. What I just said. Okay, so Wellington's there. Is Wellington joining? Or just me? Just me. Okay, 1 second, I'll just send you something. Wait. Okay, so in protest, I'm going silent until someone joins me. I can't be angry with you guys, I'm sorry. Okay, so who is this person? Dennis is there. I knew Dennis wouldn't let me down. Hello, Dennis. He's let me down. He's not speaking. Good, he's there. Good.
Hello, Mark.
How are you today, okay?
Yes, I'm okay. It's 5 in the morning. I'm always okay.
At 5 in the morning. I'm never okay at 5 o'clock in the morning, but that's cool. So Dennis, we're talking about Google, and they're giving the internet to the world, okay? So have you heard about this?
No, about balloons, no.
Okay,
and what is it? What's the difference between satellites and all this stuff?
Let's discuss this in a minute. But we're going to read it first to find out what it is. And you're a techie guy anyway, yeah? So you probably have a better idea than me. So you can.
No, I'm not so good in.
You sound like technology. A techie guy, yeah? Your voice sounds like a techie guy. It's kind of.
Oh yeah, okay.
Cool as a cucumber.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. Sharden.
Hello.
How are you, Sharden?
Fine. How are you?
Not too bad. How do I pronounce your name?
My name is Shadin.
Shadin. Okay, Shadin. Cool. Okay, so perfect. Good to meet you. And I think actually it's the first time we've spoken. Is that true?
We have before. I joined before one class for you.
Okay. So I don't know if it was a while ago. I can't remember, but yeah, that's cool. So good to speak with you, Shadin.
It's a long time.
A long time ago, was it? Don't say it was yesterday. That would be very bad. Yeah, I just spoke with you yesterday. No, okay. So, but good that I could speak with you again. Now I will not forget. Yeah, you've been twice, and now I will not forget. But Leopoldo. That's a cool name. I just wish I could pronounce it. Leopoldo. Poldo. Oh, it's like a tongue twister. Leopoldo. Leopoldo Norris. Okay, we'll come back to Leopoldo. So, right, I'm going to send. Well, I've sent you the article. I'm not sure if you managed to open it already, but I'll send it to you again. So, no. Sorry. That's my Facebook page. That was good timing, actually. If you haven't added me on Facebook, for those who are in the Hangout and for those who are outside, please do this, yeah, because this gives us a chance to interact in between classes, and I will update you on what's happening, yeah, in my life and also on Verbling. So, if you're interested, please add me. But now I will send you the article. So, and I'll share my screen as well for those who are watching. If anyone can't access this for whatever reason, the website's blocked or whatever. So, let's get started with this. But does anyone know? I asked Dennis. Shaden, do you know about this? Have you heard about what Google are doing with the internet? So, Shaden, have you heard about this this article? So, Google tests balloons to beam internet from near space.
Sorry, teacher. I went to bring a headphone, so I.
Oh, no worries. Okay, so I was just asking if you've already heard about this story. So I asked Dennis, and now I want to know if you've heard about this. So Google tests balloons to beam internet from near space.
Oh, really? That's the first time for me.
Okay, in that case, let's read. It's a very, very short article, so most of this will be about discussion, but we're going to read it first. So,
Okay.
Shaden, would you like to read?
I opened the link.
No worries. Would you like to read the first 2 paragraphs, please?
Okay, just 1 minute. The link is open.
No worries.
Okay, from first, Google is launching polls into near space to provide internet access to buildings below and the garden. About 30 the Superger polls are being launched from New Zealand, from where they will drift around the world on a controlled path.
Okay, so what does this? Yeah, that's enough. That's okay. Okay, so Dennis, what did you understand from this?
What it means to buildings below on the ground. It's very interesting.
Okay, so buildings below on the ground, meaning because the balloons would be. Well, Shaden, did you understand first? I don't want to explain until someone
No, all buildings below on the ground. So
Naturally, but I
this
understand
moment.
that they
yeah, that's true,
try
actually.
to.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, actually, Dennis. That is really stupid. Because where else would the buildings be?
yeah,
Oh,
that I
come on.
mean.
BBC, yeah? So treat us like idiots. Okay, so, but to be honest, I didn't notice that. So yeah, it's targeted for British people, simple British people, Dennis. Yeah, so, not intelligent Russians. Right? Okay, so yeah, Shaden, what do you understand from this so far?
I read some hard vocabularies, so I didn't understand the whole of paragraph. But I think they're trying to make some tests in space
Yeah.
to prove some, I don't know, some new concepts about internet.
Okay. Yeah, essentially. So what they're doing is
Yes.
there was another guy who's joined us, but I don't know if we can hear that. Leopoldo. Okay, not yet. Leopoldo, just check my screen and check the settings. So make sure your microphone's not muted, and also things like your settings just here and stuff. Okay, and hopefully it will work very soon. But Dennis, yeah. So initially, what's your first impression of this? What do you think?
I don't know. You have to try something crazy, as I said. I don't know if it would be very fast and very easy, so it will be great, but I don't know.
If it would be
I-
reliable in terms of this.
I try to imagine it and I can't.
Yeah, so
We
what they're
will
doing.
have we will have a sky full of these balloons in future, I think.
I
Yeah.
think that's good, yeah. So just see lots of balloons, quite nice, and you get internet. But what I want to know is if the internet is
In
free.
different colors. It will be
It
very
looks
funny.
beautiful.
I
Like
think
this-
they try to make internet available to for whole world.
Would it be for
in
free, do
a
you think?
high place, maybe.
Would it be for free?
What?
Would the internet be for free?
All Google products for free, so let's hope.
Yeah, but it would be, wouldn't it? Because Google want more people to access the internet, so they use the Google products. Yeah, so it makes sense for them to give us free internet. Because they talk about
Yeah.
that a lot in the UK. Oh, should internet be free? Should it be like a government service or something? Yeah? Like, or should everyone access it for free on the streets? Because, for example, every time I go to London, in central London, just by Big Ben, I can never get a connection to my mobile internet, and it's really bad. And you would think, right, in the centre of London, if the internet's not working, on a mobile device, not for Wi-Fi, you know, something's quite bad, yeah? If in the centre, you know, I come from the countryside in the UK, and I get better connection in the countryside than I do right by Big Ben in London. Yeah, and I don't know if it's my network or whatever, but it's always the case. So I don't know about that with Wi-Fi and stuff, if the connection will also be good. But what's the internet connection like in your country? So, Dennis, what's it like in Russia? And does it depend on where you live?
Yes, of course, it depends on where you live.
Okay, so in Moscow it's quite good at, I would imagine.
Yeah, Moscow. Not always, actually, but in majority, it's not so bad. I don't need any balloons now. But it was launched from New Zealand, so it will be very good for New Zealand.
Yeah, good
Not for
for,
us.
yeah, nice for New Zealand, but I don't know if we benefit. But they're saying, though, the balloons will drift around the world on a controlled path. Shadin, what does this mean? What do you understand from this? They will drift around the world on a controlled path.
I think they make the internet available in any place in the world because in order to because of the balance that in that space.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the internet can reach in any place, even it's in high place or low place, like you say in Big Ben in Paris.
Yep, so anywhere. So it doesn't matter where it is, everywhere will get internet. But what does it mean to drift? Shadin, to drift.
To drift, they will drift. Control maybe. Drift means control.
Not really to control, but to drift is like a movement. So, what can we say? The water is drifting, or the plane is drifting. Drifting is kind of like moving slowly. There's just drifting. Yeah? So,
Like moving with air.
Float.
sorry, what did you say, Dennis?
Yeah, float.
Float.
Yeah, but yeah, kind of floating. Yeah, drifting, floating, moving very, very slowly, quite relaxed. The balloons are going to drift around the world. They're not going to speed, whiz around the world. They're going to drift, move, float quite slowly, fly quite slowly around. Yeah. So it looks quite beautiful. Looks quite yeah. So it's going to drift around the world and give into. It's like a fairy tale, right? So you've got these beautiful balloons drifting around the world, giving internet to everyone. So sounds nice. Why would they do it, Dennis? Why the hell would a company like Google care about giving us balloons, internet balloons?
I don't know. I don't work for Google. I don't know. We will have Google everything in future. It seems like.
Yeah. So
And all for free.
yeah. So it's
All
basically
fit
to
for
give us
free.
free stuff, free internet stuff. But Shadon, what do you say? Why do Google care about making all this effort, building these balloons, and then shoving them off from New Zealand?
I think we are in need increase our connection with the world. Whatever we are, any place, we should have a good connection with internet to communicate with the whole world. So I think it's a good idea.
And do you think there's anywhere at the moment on Earth which cannot, where they cannot access the internet? So
I think they can.
Yeah,
Why not?
yeah, Big Ben.
yeah, Big Ben. Yeah, for me. No, I think that's just for me. But it's so annoying because it's always always the time you want to send a message or something. Because I don't like texting you. Okay, I can text, but I prefer it because it's free. Yeah, if you go on the internet, I have an internet plan, and if you send a message on the internet, it's free. But always, when I'm just going to the underground station saying, yeah, I'll be there in 10 minutes, there's no internet. Yeah, so it's quite annoying. Okay, so
Even if you are in a dangerous condition, maybe we need an internet connection to communicate with our family, or maybe police, maybe any person to help us.
yeah, okay, so we need the internet and things like this. But have we become over reliant? And do you think it will be bad if the whole world accesses the internet and it's more easier to access the internet? Should we all access the internet? And has it been a good thing for you, Dennis, the internet?
For me,
Yes.
I
Has
don't
the
know.
internet had a positive impact on you?
It's not bad or good. It's just our future. It's absolutely predictable in future. So
It's dependent.
you
So
have no choice. You will have it. Whether you want it or not.
yeah. So we are reliant on the internet. We are becoming increasingly reliant in the future. So we just it's something that loads of people say. Yeah, I couldn't live without the internet. But if there was no internet, there'd be something else. Yeah, who knows? There could be a great idea that no one's invented yet, and we're managing to live without it just at the moment. Yeah, so we'll always adapt. Okay, Chow said North Korea has no internet. Chow, yeah, that's a point. Shaden, could you imagine living in North Korea without the internet? What can you imagine life to be like?
I think it will be a hard life, because we live in globalization. We need the internet to communicate with people, to know about the new news in all the world. It's depends on our use. We can't just live with internet without see our real world. But I think internet is easy our work also. For me, I study from my university is from internet also. So if I didn't have internet, maybe I cannot enjoy to university.
So
So I think
distance
it's
learning.
very important.
And it's true that, for example, if you want to go to, I don't know, you want education from a different country, you can get that on the internet, yeah? So if I wanted education from America or something, I could get there's some kind of distance learning without going to America, or I don't know, yeah? So, and you can study at home, it's quite convenient. But what do you say, Dennis, yeah? So what's the thing that benefits you the most about the internet?
Yes, of course, learning is very important, but I'm just thinking people lived several thousand years without internet, and how do you think people live better than several hundred years ago, for example? I don't mean quality of living or well-being. I'm talking about, intelligence in general, life in general, happiness in general, and so on.
And the thing is, we look at ourselves and we think, oh yeah, we're really advanced, look at us with all this technology. But in 1,000 years' time, they'll be looking at us and thinking, what? Yeah. And, what did they do? They had to actually press a button to turn on a computer. What? Yeah, how could they live? Things like this. So, yeah, I guess it's just our perception. And, yeah, it's just how we adapt, I guess. Okay, let's go on. Dennis, I want you to read the next lot, and then we'll see if there's anything else in this, and then we'll just talk. So, from attached equipment, please, Dennis.
Attached equipment will offer 3G-like speeds to 50 testers in the country. Access will be intermittent, but in time the first hopes to build a big enough fleet to offer reliable links to people living in remote areas. Google Chief Technical Architect Richard DeVol said, "Balloon-powered internet may sound crazy, and at some level it kind of is, but sometimes if you want to make a huge big leap, you have to try something crazy."
To what extent, Chardon, would you agree with that last sentence? If you want to make a huge big leap, you have to try something crazy.
Yeah, that's right. Because a lot of our technology now, it's begin with crazy idea.
Okay, so some wacky guy
Like telephone, like fly. It's begin with a crazy idea. So we had to make this a step.
So we should create more crazy ideas. What is your craziest idea at the moment, Chardon? Do you have a really crazy idea?
Crazy idea.
For example, if I was to say,
No.
I want to be transported to your country within 5 minutes. Okay, that's my crazy idea. Could this ever happen? Physically
Okay, maybe with the Google Earth.
With Google, yeah,
You can
no,
do that.
physically, meaning my body's here, and it needs to be in your country within 5 minutes.
Yeah, like a
Okay,
Google time machine.
Yeah, Google Time Machine, Google Portals. Yeah, so does it exist? Oh yeah, there was.
You
that
have to a limitation with the real war, but don't think just on box. Be free, go out to the box and think. Yeah.
That's out of the. That's so far. My idea is so far out of the box. You know, it's somewhere else. Yeah, but I'm saying, is it possible? So to create, because I guess, for example, 100 years ago, to say, right, I'm here, she's there, I want to communicate, I want to talk with her. How can we do it when we're not together? Yeah, that would have been a crazy idea. But my crazy idea is, well, it's not my idea. I took it from somewhere else. But to be transported to Russia, for example, in 5 minutes, I just press a button and suddenly I'm in Russia. Okay, Dennis, how could you make this possible?
Oh, Martin, we have some physical rules, so I can do nothing with it. With them. So I'm just, it's impossible, not easy. So, but I'm just thinking about balloon. Maybe because space and internet on Earth is just already busy, already booked by other companies, and it's just nothing except of these balloons, which is remain to Google. So Google have no choice, just these balloons.
Okay, so
launch into space.
Well, yeah, so they've just found a way around it. But 3G-like speeds. What about in Africa? Do they have? No, that's a very naive thing to say. If I say, do they have internet in Africa? But I mean, for example, in small communities, I'm not saying in the cities and stuff. Of course they have, but in small towns and villages, do you think they have access to the internet? And do you think they should have access to the internet in small communities somewhere in Africa, like tribal communities or something?
I don't know. I think Africa don't need an internet, but there is a lot. There are a lot of distant areas in Russia, for example. There is no
remote
internet.
Areas, I'd say remote areas.
Yeah, remote areas without internet and even without good mobile connection. So yes, it's not about even Africa. Africa, it's quite obvious. And I think there were a lot of areas, even in US
Big Ben.
and
Yeah.
in Europe and everything.
Yeah. So still, even in so-called developed countries, it's still a problem. But do you think, for example, if some kind of tribal area in the rainforest somewhere, Brazil or whatever, in the Amazon rainforest, do you think they should? It's good for them to have access to the internet. Shadem, what do you say? Do you think there's some areas where we should maybe protect the people from the internet? Or was that a crazy statement to make?
You mean travel to Brazil?
Yeah, somewhere like in the Amazon, the rainforest, where there's a tribe who operate in a very traditional way. They still hunt in the old ways. They just live life like 2,000 years ago. But it's part of the culture, part of the tradition.
The same thing with Africa. I don't think they need to internet. They have important another required. They need, like, I don't know, like safety, maybe like food. So I
Yes.
think there is more thing important than internet.
There
But
are other
doesn't mean
priorities,
that
you can
we
say.
don't. Yes, primary thing, basic
Priorities
thing
are
they need.
So you can
Yeah,
say
but
other priorities.
it's okay. It's okay if we find access internet there. Maybe we can see their real life and give him help. Maybe.
Okay, so yeah, you'll be able to see what they're doing, and then you can assist them with stuff. But the point is, for example, is it good that because essentially we're all becoming the same, yeah? So with the internet, eventually we're going to be kind of like the same because we have the same insights. Our cultures will change. Things like even
Yeah,
watching
equal.
American TV shows, you have an insight into American culture. I would say even the UK has become Americanized, meaning has been highly influenced by America, which means some things, specifically to do with maybe our own version of the language, is maybe being lost, or our attitudes are changing. Yeah, so things that make our culture unique are changing because we have access to everyone. Yeah, so do you think, for example, in the future, we will all become the same? And is this good for everyone? So, Dennis, do you feel more like a Russian or more like a so-called citizen of the world? Yeah, they say this term, like as in no longer restricted to your nationality, but you're just a resident of the world. Yeah, and everyone is the same. What do you think, Dennis?
Yes, I feel more. I don't know, maybe citizen of the world. It sounds like, I don't know.
It sounds cheesy, I know.
But yeah, it's just there's another term for it. Yeah, and I don't know. I think we will have in future some kind of one common language and one common nationality.
Yeah,
And
so
one common language based on English, it will be some kind of bad English.
some kind of
and
neutral
we-
English, easy English.
Yeah. No, it will become a separate language. It will be people to whom this English will be a native language. So
Have you heard about Esperanto? Yeah, do you know this?
it's artificial. So it's, yes, I've heard of it, and there is a lot of such kind of languages, but it's not so popular, I think, because there are not native speakers on these languages, and there is no culture and history and everything. It's not interesting. You just, I don't know, just don't have nothing to to attach to attach
Okay.
yourself to.
To it, yeah.
So,
There's no real. There's nothing really. It's just some kind of artificial creative thing, yeah. So there's also no interest there, yeah. So you can't learn. What do you do when you have a culture lesson? Yeah, let's learn about culture of Esperanto. So what we did, right, is we just made it up, yeah. So there's nothing else to say. So you're saying English, okay? So it's true. English is very, very widespread, but in the future, now, for example, we have access to different cultures, and things like cultures like China, yeah. So on Verbling, for those illegal people like Chow Hum, who somehow access it on a proxy, a legal proxy he had, we have now access to Chinese people, whereas before maybe the only access we would have had is through newspaper articles, yeah, about what's happening in China or stuff like this. Now we can talk directly. Do you think this will then boost interest to learn more about other cultures and other languages and not just English? So now Chow is on Verbling. Does that mean we are more likely to want to get a greater insight to his culture, or even your cultures like Russian or whatever, and learn other languages apart from English? So Dennis, would you prefer to learn? Would you prefer to speak another foreign language apart from English?
yeah, I speak a little French, for example. But I mean, we will have some kind of bilingual population. People will have English language as universal language. They will have a native speakers, and we will have their national language, a language of their country. So it was some kind of natural bilingual people around the world. At least intellectual people, I don't know. How can I say? So I think English now it's some kind of Latin of, say, 2nd century BC, which became in time modern French.
Yeah. So it will
I
develop.
think
You're saying it will
it's
develop.
the same situation. Yeah.
But we're going aside from the point, but this is an interesting point. But Shadim, what do you think? Because lots of people are saying, right, Chinese is going to become the major language. Do you think that it makes sense for everyone then to start learning a new language, meaning stop learning English and start learning a language like Chinese, or be influenced by the languages like Chinese in the languages we speak? So in the future, we're not speaking English, but we're speaking kind of like a mix, yeah? So kind of like Chenglish. Or well, I'm using China as an example because they always say this, but it could equally be with Russian or with your language, where we just kind of mix the kind of dominant languages. So it's not that we're all speaking English, but we kind of use words in Chinese, use some words in Russian, use some words in, and just have this kind of mix. Charlene, can you imagine?
Okay, I think it's depends what is your purpose for learning English or another language. For me, English is a language for my study, for my work. So that's why I learn English. Maybe about with China, I don't know if my work have to learn China, I will learn China. Why not?
So it depends on basically on your work and studying. That's true that people do learn English mainly because of jobs, yeah, and things like this. It's not because people choose to, yeah. So something like maybe, I don't know, a lot of people in the UK, for example, learn Italian for learning about the culture or going on holiday, things like this. Not necessarily because their job requires them, yeah. So it's a different thing with English, yeah. So English is probably more of a necessity rather than a pleasure. I would say so, maybe. Okay, so Dennis, would you
Why?
agree?
No, for me, it's just for pleasure. For me, it's just like of kind of competition or sport, because I've never had a regular lessons from real teachers, for example. It's just from listening and
Speaking.
no, I always studied it just from listening to other people, not from grammar book, something like this. So I don't know. It's not for your job. It's just for information in general, because all information in the world now in English.
Yeah.
Is it even
Yes, with
not from?
English,
Yeah,
I
please.
Even
think
not
it's
from.
is international language now. I think it's required to learn English. But with another language like French or Italy, it depends on your if you have will get finished with this language, maybe as information or to learning about their culture. It's not about not the education or job. It's not
Yeah,
with
not
that.
a practical thing. It's more that you do it. Yeah. So essentially, yeah, that's why I learned German. I liked. Well, I've learned German since I was 11 or something at school, but I continued because I liked it. It's true that probably I could get a job without German. Yeah. So, but it's a different thing. Although German is still a useful language, things like this. Also, what I found, lots of Germans speak really good English, yeah, so I felt like I wasted a lot of time. So, but anyway, okay, so Dennis, that's quite interesting. So, Verbling, for example, has enabled lots of people to connect and stuff. Is there another idea, do you think, that would improve the way you access, for example, English using the internet? So, Verbling enables you to speak. Is there something else that you're thinking, right, this would be a really good idea? And by the way, maybe you don't want to reveal it on the internet because lots of people steal your idea if it's very good. But have you already thought of something? So do you find Verbling useful? Or is it just the only way you can speak?
Otherwise, I just don't use it. Yeah, it's a very good idea, and internet in general is a very good idea.
It's not bad, yeah? So
yeah, computers are not such a bad idea in general. So yeah.
I want to know who invented the internet, like who thought of the idea. So it's a very, very good idea, but it's very, very complex equally. So I don't know if anyone knows. I'm not sure.
Initially, it was some kind of military system to connect a military institution from 70s, I think.
Okay, yeah. So it's just because I read somewhere like the Queen sent her first email in 1976. So it was some kind of it wasn't I think it was a military thing or something like this. But she sent her first email in 1976, and I don't know if it was something like to say this to the troops or whatever because she doesn't have any power. But yeah, they say this. So I don't know if it was in the early 70s or whatever. I'm not sure. But Chow, the illegal.
Yes.
Cat. Okay, so
Yeah.
Chow, what do you
Yeah.
think of what we've talked about so far? I guess you were listening. We're talking
Yeah.
about, for example, how the internet influences us with language and stuff like that. And do you think, for example, Chinese, now we have access to you, the Chinese people and stuff like this, will have a bigger influence in the future when we're learning languages and stuff like this?
I don't think so because it is just a small proportion, but as for this phenomenon, I think it is no blame for that. It is a good thing to learn Chinese and some diverse language, but as you mentioned, the Chinglish. Isn't it a mistake to say Chinglish? I think some just bad grammar and something like that. So I think there are some differences between the Chinglish and bilingual ability. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I noticed
And there is
Yep.
and there is no Chinese language. It's several languages in China, which we call Chinese.
Yeah, so Mandarin, Cantonese, and stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
So you have lots of
Depends
different.
on the region.
Yeah, so there's no real one Chinese. Yeah, I guess it's a bit like no, it's not like English because we have different like American English, British English, but essentially we can understand each other. Although they're saying, I was reading an article and they're saying actually the difference between American English and British English is the most different amongst all the Englishes. Yeah, so if you compare
It's just
Australian English,
pronunciation.
yeah, pronunciation and also some words. Occasionally, some words I don't understand.
Very few.
So it's quite good. Okay, so what I also noticed when I was in Germany was that this kind of Denglish, and they say a lot of English words in their everyday speech and things like this. And for me, sometimes it sounds funny, because of the pronunciation, yeah? And I've been corrected several times. This is what irritated me a little bit, is that it was an English word that they've used in German language, and I say it with my British accent because it's an English word, so I think, well, go figure, it makes sense. But they're like, what? Yeah, so they change it. So I'm wondering if this will happen as well with more languages, yeah? So not just Denglish, but maybe with Renglish or something. And is there such a thing in Russia like this, Dennis? Renglish, where you use some English words or words from another language in Russian, in your everyday speech?
Yeah, yes. Like internet, like computer, it's not a Russian word. There is a lot of names of trademarks, shops even. It's like all over the world.
Okay, so this is cool, yeah? So you have it, but for mainly technical things and stuff. Okay, let's go back to the point. But Chow, what would you say about the internet? You were saying earlier that you wish that it was easier for Chinese people to have access to YouTube and things like Google Hangouts and Google. How has the internet changed your life? And more specifically, how has accessing Google or YouTube changed your life? And do you think you have changed your character as a result?
Yeah.
Because you have exposure.
Yeah, and it changed me a lot. I mean, the long distance learning and also the verbing, I can learn English better, and some Western thought, some different logic, and it is totally different than what you learned in China. And also some political statement, even though there may be just dog eat dog debate, but you can see the both side and you can make your own judgment. So it would be better if you just was taught by one. Let me think how to. Oh, I forgot the terminology. Yeah, by the one thought, yes, by one government.
Okay, so now you have this exposure, but are you now a threat? So is this bad? Do you think that you have access to all this information? Because, for example, like I asked Dennis at the beginning, do you consider yourself to be a Chinese citizen or a citizen of the world, meaning you are now maybe becoming less Chinese?
Me?
Yeah.
No, actually I'm a traditional Chinese, and I love the Chinese culture and Chinese philosophy, and I read the book. I'm also a somewhat Taoism. Do you know Taoism?
No.
I try to type it. It is Chinese philosophy, and it influenced my value, and like Confucianism, also and Buddhism also changed my life. So I think in my some deep value, it is still Chinese. Yeah, compared with Chinese people changed a lot in the recent year after we opened to the world and some Western thought coming to China. But I think for me personally, I'm still a pure 100% Chinese. Yeah.
So it's just that you're saying that you can use things like the internet and this added information, not that it takes away your culture or your traditions, but it can add to it. Yeah. So you're saying it's not a threat, but it's just something that you can use and things like this. I wouldn't say I feel less British because of the internet. I would say that, I would say TV shows and stuff, I would say we're becoming more Americanized in the UK. In terms of maybe our attitudes, things maybe will become more relaxed. And I don't know. I would say we're definitely becoming more influenced by America, but that was always so maybe. But but still, I feel British. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm American or I'm a citizen. I'm a citizen of the world, but I feel still British. Yeah. But Shadow, what about you? Do you feel? I'm sorry, I forgot to ask where you come from.
With me?
Yeah, I forgot to ask. I think at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm from Yemen.
Yemen. Okay, so do you feel? What do you call the people from Yemen? Yemenis?
Yemeni.
Yemeni. Okay, Yemeni. Do you feel still Yemeni, meaning traditionally from your country, or do you think that things like the internet are changing your mentality, changing your thought?
Yes, they used because we have tension situation in our country, with politics. We have the two viewpoints. I think the internet is the first influence of our viewpoint of our politics situation in Yemen.
So you were saying it has influenced?
So yes, it's so influenced in my country because we have has a tension situation with our politics, with our government, and the people have a different viewpoint with this. I think the internet is the first movement or the first tools in this tension. We made a revolution from the internet.
Yeah, and that's
From
the
the
thing
Facebook.
also, yeah? So the internet can cause trouble for governments, things like this, but that's another thing. So, how would you, if you had the power, how would you improve your access to the internet? Chow said that's quite easy. You would say basically open up the website. But is there another thing apart from this that you would like the internet to improve? Yes. Is there another way you'd like it to improve? Okay. No.
It's a very
Me?
hard question,
Oh,
Martin.
I thought so. Yeah. Okay. So, Chow.
to improve the internet,
Yeah.
I think it is improving now. And actually, maybe
Launch a personal balloon.
three-dimensional, it will feel more real and no distance. Feel
Can you imagine?
I don't know. Actually.
Verbling, yeah. So we see each other 3D. Yes, that's quite interesting. It's cool. But Dennis, what would you say? Does it need to
I
be
would-
faster?
I would launch my personal balloon with my personal name, and I would have my personal internet channel.
So everyone can look, yeah. Oh, look, it's Dennis's balloon. Yeah,
Yeah, that's my idea.
that's cool. Yeah. So you would do it by having your own balloon. And I don't know if you could sponsor a balloon. Yeah. So sometimes they do this thing, like where you can sponsor something. I don't know if you could sponsor a balloon and do this. That would be a very good idea.
It's a very good idea. Yeah, Google should buy these balloons.
And you can get the balloon in the shape of you, yeah, and to look like you. I think that would be good. So you can just see.
Any color, any shape.
Oh look,
I will
yes.
put my own balloon and just run away from the
Seven.
world.
7 billion balloons in the sky.
7 billion balloons. I think that's quite nice. Yeah, so it'd be like stars. Yeah. So, Chow, would you like your own balloon?
No, I want to be anonymous. Anonymous? Yes.
Anonymous. Yeah, you'd like to be
Yeah.
anonymous.
Yeah.
You wouldn't like it to be called Chow, but yeah, you'd just like a plain balloon. Okay, that's cool. So, Chow.
Yeah.
Would you, if you, for example, would you like to use the internet, or would you expect to use the internet for your work? So, can you imagine working remotely?
Work just like verbally, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially. So, where you don't have a fixed place you work, you just take your laptop wherever you go.
Yeah, I would like to do it, and especially in teaching something. Actually, I benefit a lot from this, long distance learning. So I want to give some feedback, and also my aim is to be a instructor or you name it. And yeah, so I would like to do it.
Okay, but in other things here, so not just with teaching, that's one thing that's maybe quite new, maybe, I don't know, 5 years or so, but other things like, well, does anyone work remotely already? Dennis, do you work remotely? Do you work from home, or do you work from an office? Lots of IT people do. I know you're not, but you work in office, but can you imagine yourself working from home?
Yes, I can, but I don't know. For me, it's not so good because if to speak about teaching, I'm a terrible teacher, so it's not for me. And another work, I don't know, I'm not these people who deal with computers.
Yeah.
They can work remotely, so I don't know, not for me.
But could you
Not
stay
professional.
focused? Yeah. So this is the thing, because also I translate as well. Yeah. So for me, I find it difficult to concentrate. Well, not concentrate, but to motivate yourself. You're thinking, right, okay, I'll do this in a minute. Yeah, something like this. This is different because you get a fixed time. If you're not there, there's a problem. Yeah. So, but things like if you had complete freedom of what to do in your day, would you stay focused, Dennis? Can you imagine yourself?
Yes, what I'm doing now.
Okay, so you could focus, you could plan your day and stuff like this. But Shadam, what about you? Does it suit your character? Could you work remotely using the internet?
I am working remotely, really. I work as a designer in Photoshop and this program with it, I receive
So with what program?
with a Photoshop designer. I'm a designer on the internet. I
Okay,
need
yeah.
Photoshop and this. I
And-
receive it's called in English.
And how is it for
Require.
you? Yeah, so you design stuff like this, but how is it with you with planning your schedule and things like this? What I want to know is if you think the internet makes you lazy, yeah? So because you have this freedom, you're thinking, right, okay, I can design something or I can watch some random videos on YouTube, something like that, yeah? So what would you say it is with you? So can you stay focused? And does the internet make you lazy or does it distract you?
No, I think it's good because I am study also. I can planning my day with study and work. I spend long time with internet. So why I didn't do something benefits for me? I already spend all time on internet.
Yeah.
So I prefer to use it and gain money. Why not?
Okay, so for you, you think you see the dollar signs, you think yeah, you can be motivated and stuff like this. But Chow, what about you? Would you worry about this? If you did something
Yeah.
like you had to write, you were a newspaper said, right, you're a professor, we need your opinion. You had to write an article. Could you stay focused from home?
It depends on whether I'm interested on it. If I'm interested on it, I could stay it for 5 hours, 6 hours, and forgot to eat the lunch and dinner and just do this task. But if I don't interested on it, 1 minute is a torture. I mean, actually, I was thinking about a problem. Did verbally make me lazy? Actually, it is because I'm interested in practicing English and learning English, but sometimes I have the excuse to just don't do the stuffs I learned in school and I don't do the major. Yeah, so sometimes when I think about, oh, maybe I should study my major this week, but I just go to Verbling and to studying English.
Yeah, but the thing is, I'm not studying English, but I have this problem as well with some classes. Like, I have some favorite teachers as well on Verbling that I like to listen to. Not because I need to learn, but some of the topics, the debate topics are quite interesting. So sometimes I have it on the background while I'm writing or whatever, and then think, oh, that's quite good, and then just listen, and you forget to stay focused, So this can be a problem, I guess, especially if you have access all day to it, So with you guys, I don't know if Chow, you do, for example. Okay, but anyway, so that's the internet. Let's talk about something else. How much time do you spend on the internet, Chow?
I think at least 10 hours a day if I have no other things, other schedule. Yeah.
So around 10 hours a day or so.
Yeah.
Sheldon, what about you? How many hours per day do you spend on the internet?
I don't know, long, because my study in internet, my work in internet.
And
So
at the end of the
maybe
day, do you
Dennis
feel
will
sick?
talk.
Yeah, sorry.
I feel sick for what?
Of the internet,
Okay.
yeah? So you're thinking, oh, yeah, so I'm tired now, I don't want to see the internet ever. Or do you like it?
Yeah, sometimes I feel. Yeah, sometimes I'm feeling so boring, so I just turn it off and just go out.
Okay, so sometimes you just don't want to see it and stuff. But Dennis, what about you? Do you use it much? And when you go to the office, do you use it?
Yes. I use computer all my day, actually, and internet I think about 6 hours a day.
So quite still.
And now even more with these urban classes, because there are several urban classes a day. So
So it's quite yeah, it's a lot. And if you calculate per week, it's quite dangerous, really. Yeah, if you think Chow spends 10 hours, I would say probably I'm a similar number, and 10 hours.
it's a matter of habit. I
Yeah.
don't know. People just got acquainted to it. I don't see any dangers.
So are we becoming too addicted? So Chow, would you say you're addicted, or do you use it productively? Meaning it's not causing you too much distraction. It's still adding to your life. Yeah. So spending 10 hours is somehow adding to your life with studying or whatever. Or how much of that time is time wasting? So spend 10 hours a day. How much of that is productive time? How much of that is just
Addicted to what?
the internet?
Martin, addicted to what?
The
But
internet.
it's not a different part of your life. It's not a different, I don't know. It's just a life. You communicate with people, and I don't see any difference. You do it using internet, or you do it meeting with these people. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
same.
just a
It's
tool.
just,
Yeah, that's all it is.
details.
It's a tool.
Yeah, we're all addicted to communication, to learning. It's not so bad.
Yeah, so it's just a new way making it easy to do this. But Chow, how productive are
Yeah.
you? Last question. In these 10 hours, how much of that time is productive time, meaning work or study, and how much is just where you think, because this can happen, for example, you're searching for something, and then suddenly you search for something else, and you don't know how you got to that point. Yeah? And
Yeah,
you're thinking,
I know.
Yeah, you know this thing?
Yeah, I can understand it, and I suffered for this problem sometimes, but now I'm more organized. I don't know, 1 hour maybe distract me from this. Maybe I would spend 1 hour just, I don't know, stuck in some distraction. But yeah, I don't think I'm a addict of the internet, but it is a tool. And but to be honest, I'm an addict of the verbing and some starting website. Yeah, but when I go back and when I have my holiday, I don't use internet computer too much. Yeah, with
so you will
Triber
have a break,
and
but
putting.
in your daily life, yeah, you use it and stuff because it benefits. Guys, we've run out of time. We've got a speaking class next if you want to join. I'm going to ask lots of random questions, so you're welcome to join if you like. If I don't speak to you, have a good evening, day, wherever it is where you are. So take care and speak to you very soon. Cheers.
See you.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye.
Okay, awesome.